Okay, we are going to go ahead and get started. So tonight I'm going to talk a little bit about kind of some of the things that were announced at Leaders Retreat. I know I did a video while I was there and mentioned some things. I'm going to talk about a few of those things, and then I'm going to talk about some things I've got coming in November, and just kind of talk a little bit about how we can earn the November incentive, and a little bit just about how we can prepare for this next season. So we are heading into the super busy season of Plexus. Right now, a lot of people, which I'm going to be honest with you guys, when I started and people were telling me this is a super busy season, I didn't get it because I'm like, I don't understand. Like, this is like the season of eating. What is this? Like, why would this be helpful for Plexus? But people have on their minds, especially if they're not at the weight that they want to be and they're heading into the season of eating, they have that in their minds and it's already in the forefront of their minds. So it's something that they're thinking about, like, how do I make it through the season without gaining even more weight? So that's on their minds. And then I'm not sure what it is, guys, but let me tell you, Black Friday, it's like people forget that they have budgets and need to not spend their money. Like, people are just, it's like Black Friday comes and they don't care. They just want to spend money. It's very weird. So Black Friday, not that you want to take advantage and have people spend money they don't have. That's not what I'm saying. But people are a little freer at purchasing the weekend of Thanksgiving. So corporate normally, obviously there's no guarantee that they will, but normally corporate does some type of sale or incentive that, like Black Friday, Saturday, sometimes one year I think it even went to Monday. Again, it's no guarantee that they will, but normally they do something that weekend. So definitely you want to, he's tired. Definitely you want to capitalize on that if they do offer that. And then heading in to Christmas, you're heading into, still more shopping, but you're heading into New Year's and New Year's resolutions. And then you've got spring is coming and then summer's coming. And this really just kicks off our busiest season. And that being said, typically the summer, just in like the ebb and flow of the business, is a slower time. But my last two promotions were in the summer months. So I don't think, it doesn't mean that your business is just going to die in the summer, but we definitely want to take advantage of the busy times while they are here. So that being said, corporate really is getting things ready for us. And that's what I want to encourage you guys with, that if you were around this time last year, we had like major crazy happening this time last year. We upgraded to a new software system and it had like way more issues than anyone expected. And we had some serious things going on in our back office. We had shipping delays. It was a nutso time. This time now versus this time last year, we are just in a totally different spot corporate wise, and our company's in a different spot. And I'm so excited for where we're at. And I feel like corporate really has our best interest at heart, and they really have things set up to make this next season successful for us. So I'm not sure. I haven't checked my emails in several hours, so an email may have already even gone out. I'm not sure. But they're launching something called monthly incentives, or monthly initiatives, not incentives, monthly initiatives. The example that they gave at Leaders Retreat was that for the month of November, the initiative was going to be, they had exact wording and I wrote it down and now I don't see it. Basically preventing that 10-pound weight gain over the holiday season. They had a cute little phrase for it, but I don't remember what it was. And they are going to be sending out targeted emails to customers, old customers, and ambassadors. So a way to get, they're promoting Block a lot this month because we're going to, for the holiday season and weight gain and all of that, they're working on Block. But each month there's going to be a different initiative. So there's going to be emails going out that are, cute and fun and engaging and targeted to helping. Not your turn to talk. She wants to talk. Anyway, emails that are targeted to increasing sales from customers, but also encouraging, previous customers to try a different product or current customers to try a product they haven't tried yet. So that's a great way, to get, I feel like sometimes, obviously we know we need to be reaching out and following up, right? But sometimes there is just something different when something comes from corporate. It holds a little more validity sometimes, and it just has a different feel to it. So I'm excited about that. We lost the Patsy. Here we go. Sorry, I'm looking down at my notes. The other thing that is going on that both went live today, again, I haven't checked my emails. Did you guys get an email about the blog today? No? I'm not sure when that's going out. Supposedly live today was the new blog and then the mobile ordering. So if you have been with Plexus long, you know that we have some serious issues when it comes to ordering on a cell phone or a tablet, and they have taken that into consideration and redone the mobile ordering. So I think they did like a little video clip, and the lady on the video basically said that as it took about 37 clicks from the time someone went to your website to the time they were checked out and their order was completed. And they basically said, that's really not acceptable. Like, that's a whole lot of clicks for somebody to order a product. So they were streamlining the ordering process and making it easier on a mobile version. And then the blog. I'm sorry, guys. Normally she just goes right to sleep on these calls, but that's apparently not happening tonight. Anyway, the blog that was going to be released tonight or today is called Sunny and Share. I talked about it on my video that I did, and basically it plays into the whole rebranding of the health and happiness. Of bringing health and happiness to those around us. So that blog is going to be very health focused, and has a lot of the images that go along with the rebranding that they talked about. It's just very bright and earthy looking. It's not at all like the previous sort of salesy pink graphics everything had. I really, really like the look of the new, blog and everything. It's going to be the new look of Plexus. And they basically said that over the next several months, they were slowly rolling out changes. They didn't go into details, but they talked about like new product packaging, new pictures on the website, and just making it basically the effect of when someone looks at it, they have the feeling that they're going for is that I want to join this. Like, I want to do this, whether it's take the products or join the business, that attractive, what's it called? Attraction marketing. So anyway, those are some of the things. Those two things were supposed to be rolled out today. I'm not sure where they're at in that process. I'm assuming when you go, if you have not yet gone on to check out, I think, what is it? The plexuslearningcenter.com. Is that what it's called? Yes, Jess is nodding yes. I'm assuming that's where we will find the link to the new Sunny and Share blog. But I will check when I get off of this and see where we're at, and I'll post it on our team page. So those are just some of the few things that are coming to make these next busy months, like sort of just to give us the ability to really take advantage of these next big ones. The two things that I am most excited about that they talked about at Leaders Retreat, one of them was already launched, and that's the Success on Demand. Guys, they have put a ton of effort into the Success on Demand. There are amazing resources there, and I really, really want to take advantage of it for myself personally, but also just reminding us as a team to make sure we're taking advantage of that, because there's a lot of awesome training on there. Each month they target, again, this month was happiness. And when they announced that at convention or on the recap call that the first month, not this month, last month, October was happiness. When they announced that the first month was going to be happiness, I'm like, that's weird. Like, why is that? What does happiness have to do with it? Like, it didn't make sense to me. But now, after they talked about the rebranding of health and happiness, obviously they were tying that together. But they do articles, they do book summaries, they do videos, and it's a huge library of personal development. And each month, you have access to all of it all the time, but each month they do a targeted topic to make it easy for you so you don't get lost in like the vastness of resources. You can just click on the suggested resources for the month so you can have it that way. And the second thing, and I'm going to talk a lot more about this in the future, I'm not going to go into crazy detail because this is not being launched until Super Saturday, but it's the Rank Up roadmap. And basically each level, whether you just signed on today or you're a Diamond Ambassador, each level unlocks new training material to help you get to the next level. And I love that because we've all been at places where, somebody says, oh my gosh, this training video is amazing. It's the best one I've seen. It changed my business, and we watch it and we're like, that has nothing to do with where I'm at. How do I apply this? And this tool is going to give you things that you can apply at your level. And then when you reach the next level, you're going to get new tools. And all along, like say for me, I'm a Ruby ambassador, I'm going to be able to access all of the previous material, but not anything ahead. So when I hit Senior Ruby, I can still access everything else. I don't lose that material, but I get new material unlocked. So I'm really excited about that. It's going to be awesome. So those are some of the things. I know I just threw a ton of info out, but those are some of the things that corporate is launching currently and in the next few months to help us really take advantage of this busy season and to make it a little smoother than it was last year. So, I am super excited because I really love the idea of this planner that they are doing for the November incentive. And if you missed that today, it basically, you get any combination of 3 new customers or ambassadors. If it's a customer, it has to be 50 PV. The order has to be 50 PV. And if it's an ambassador, they have to purchase a welcome pack. But you get a combination of 3 and you earn that planner. It's a leather bound planner. It's specifically designed for Plexus. So it has, you know, things that are specific to our business in the planners. I'm excited. I think it's going to be an awesome tool for us. What I want to talk about tonight is not just how to set ourselves up to earn that, but really how to set us up for success in our business. And I feel like, you know, that's something we're always going to be talking about. But this weekend just really solidified even more my belief that this can be done. And, you know, I think a lot of times we look at network marketing. I was telling somebody today, I feel like in network marketing, the general consensus is one of 2 things, and they're both wrong. One is you don't make any money in network marketing, like when you're talking to people about network marketing. One is you don't make any money. And the other one is I should be able to sign up and ride my way and make bukus of money by next week. And if I didn't have that happen, well, I was right. You're not going to make any money. And I think that's where the first one comes from, is people sign up thinking it's, you know, they're not going to have to do anything and they're going to roll in, you know, millions of dollars. And then when that doesn't happen, then they say, oh, well, I guess everybody was right. You don't make money in network marketing. And so there's these 2 ends of the spectrum. And I cannot speak for other companies because I have not been in other companies, but I can speak for Plexus. And it really is a very, sorry, I have like a face grabber here. It really is a very doable thing with Plexus to make a couple $100s. And if that's all your goal is, that is perfectly fine. If all you want to do is, you know, cover the cost of your products, or not even that, if all you care about is getting your products at the best price, then that's great. There's no requirement to do more than that. The way, especially now that there's no backup order requirement, you have 0 requirements. You can sign up, you can buy your products at the cheapest price, you can get a few customers and a few ambassadors and cover the cost of your products. You can do a little more than that and make, you know, $200, $300, $500. Or you can really make career money and even more than that. And I think part of what has to shift is a mindset shift in really recognizing, and this is something that I have really been thinking over for myself lately, is, you know, I don't want just hobby money out of this. I don't want just even, you know, $2,000 a month out of this. I want to have money, not just to, I think I said in that video, not just money to, you know, pay my bills and my groceries so I don't have to go to work and I can stay home with my kids. That's fabulous. And I want that. I do not want to go back to work. I want to stay home with my kids. So that is important to me. But I want to build something that is a legacy for my family. I want to build something that I can, you know, sow into the kingdom of God. I want to build something that I can, you know, fund things, that dreams that my husband and I have on our heart, that in the natural seems like no possible way that we could fund those things. And I want to be able to see those things accomplished and not worry about finances. You know, I want to be able to do what we feel called to do and not worry about the fact that we have a family of 6 people to feed and clothe and house. And so for me, I'm not satisfied with just the $200 a month. And not that that's bad. If that's your goal, then that's great. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what I want to talk about is a little bit of tough love. Okay, you guys ready for my tough love? If that's what you want, if you're like, okay, that's what I want. I want real money. I want career money. I want like fund my dreams money. Then we have to be willing to be committed, right? We have to be committed emotionally. Whereas, you know, we talk about that network marketing roller coaster. You know, we get a new customer and we think, this is amazing. I can do this. I'm going to be diamond and everything's awesome. And then 2 weeks later, our best friend tells us that we're psycho and we're never going to make any money. And we're like, oh my gosh, this is awful. I can't do this. Everybody hates me. You know, nobody wants to join me. You know, I suck at life. And we have a pity party, right? And we all do that like up and down, right? And that's where we have to be committed emotionally, that we are committed in our belief, right? We're committed in our belief in ourselves that we can absolutely do this, that if somebody else has the same products and the same compensation plan and they can do it, then why can't I do it? We have to have that belief in ourselves. We have to have that belief in our products. You know what, guys? Two of my first 3 customers weren't happy. And it would have been very easy to be like, you know what? These products don't work. maybe I lost weight or my husband had his stomach issues fixed, but they're not for everybody and these products don't work, and call it a day and quit, right? But I wasn't willing to do that. And the truth of the matter is our products do work. Yes, some people are going to have, who knows, an allergy or whatever, or they're really sensitive and they have an issue with Accelerator, or you could fill in the blank. Every single person is not going to be able to take every single product because that's just how life is, right? But I 100% believe that everyone can benefit from Plexus. I really do believe that everybody can benefit from Triplex, unless there's some type of allergy somewhere. Everybody can benefit from X Factor and Mega X. There are some of our products that some people are a little more sensitive to, like Accelerator or Boost or even Edge. But I really 100% believe that those 5 core products of Triplex, X Factor, and Mega X, that everybody can benefit from. And maybe they're not taking them right. Maybe they haven't taken them long enough. Maybe they aren't being honest with you of what they're really doing. I've had people tell me, I took the products for 3 months every single day and nothing happened. And it's like they forget I can't look at their order and see they only ordered one time. So either they're not being consistent or they didn't take it that long, or fill in the blank, But so that's where our commitment and our belief of the products can't waver, right? So I have somebody in my family that has some significant health issues, and she hasn't lost weight, and she has been on the products almost 2 years. She hasn't really lost weight. There are still plenty of health issues present in her life. She is not one of the people that can stand up and say, Plexus changed every single one of her health issues. She has benefited from Plexus. That's why she still takes the products. She does like the products. But I also have people in my family that I love dearly that their whole lives have changed because of the products. So I absolutely know that if somebody comes to me and tells me that the products don't work for them, that doesn't shake my belief in the products, if that makes sense. Sorry, I've rambled on long enough about that one. But belief in ourselves, belief in the products, belief in our company, and belief in this industry, belief that you really can make real money in network marketing. So that's one thing we have to be committed to, is our belief. The second thing we have to be committed to is our work. We have to be committed and consistent with our work. If we treat this like a hobby and we only work when we emotionally feel like it, then that's the only kind of money we're going to get. A few $100 a month and that's it. If we treat this like a real job, and this is something I think I've shared a few times because it's been really on my heart the last month or so, is if I want 6-figure type money out of this, I have to treat it with the kind of respect that I would give a 6-figure job. And I have to treat it like, if this is what I want, I've got to reach out to people. I've got to follow up with people. I may feel like I could have 10,000 reasons to cancel my team call. And I say that, obviously, I canceled last week's team call, right? So I'm not saying that life doesn't come up and you don't change things. But tonight, let me tell you, I told my mom on the phone, I just want silence. I have 4 kids. No one was silent today. No one. I'm like, I just want silence. And it would have been so easy for me to be like, I need to get my kids in bed. I'm going to cancel this call. And I'm just going to sit on the couch and sit there and stare at the wall because I need silence. But if I'm really committed to making a 6-figure type income, then I have to be committed to showing up like it's a 6-figure job. And so that's what I want to tell you guys. If this is what you want, it's so doable. But we've got to be committed in our belief, and we've got to be committed in our work. We've got to be committed to reaching out, committed to following up, committed to working on our own personal development, reading the books, watching training videos. And I'm not saying you have to work 20,000 hours a day, but being committed to work at some point every day and giving that time, focused time. I squeeze Plexus in the nooks and crannies of my life. So I was messaging somebody while I was sitting in with my 2-year-old trying to get her to sleep. But when I get off this call, I'm going to sit down and do some devoted Plexus time where I'm not doing anything else but Plexus. I find for myself, if I have a week where I'm only working Plexus in the nooks and crannies and I'm not sitting down with devoted time, my head is not screwed on straight. I don't know whose customer order is coming up. I don't know, which one of my new ambassadors is where in the die-off process. And I don't know what's going on, because I've got too much going on and it's not organized in my brain. And maybe everybody else isn't like that, but for me, I have to have some amount of time, even if it's 20 minutes, where I sit down and I only think about Plexus and I only work on Plexus, and I make sure, I've followed up with all of my current customers this month. I've checked in on all my new ambassadors to make sure that they're doing okay on the products. I've followed up with people that said they want the business, but nothing's happened yet, to see how I can help and what tips I can offer. So just making sure that we're doing what we really are supposed to be doing to see that check increase and to see that work increase. And one thing that I want to tell you guys is, if you are like, I want this business and I have no clue where to start or what to do, please reach out to me. We can chat and see where you're at and where you want to go and make a plan of how to get you there. It's something I love doing, and I love, doing it for my own self, but I love doing it for the team too, is making a plan of what we need to do to get to the goals that we want. So that brings me to the very last thing. What time is it? Okay. And I want to share a little bit. Let me look at my notes really super quick. Okay, I want to share a few things that I've got coming in November that I have been sort of thinking about, percolating in my brain. And I want to talk a little bit about what we can do to make sure that we stitch the deal on this November incentive and earn that planner, so we can really take advantage for that. So the first thing that I want to challenge you guys with, I'm going to do a post tomorrow. It's going to be a 24-hour flash incentive. So I'm going to tell you guys ahead of time, so you can do it tonight if you want. I'm going to post one of those like blank calendars that just has the squares and no dates on it. And I'm going to challenge everyone to write 3 names on each day. And it can be a combo of new people or follow-ups, but to connect with 3 people every single day. And this is going to be the challenge, is to write those 3 names in each box in the next 24 hours, so that each day when you sit down to do 15 minutes, you already know who you're going to message. You don't have to scroll through Facebook for ideas or, think and hem and haw about who you have the guts to reach out to. You already have their name written down, whether they're scary or not, and you're going to reach out to them. And for me, that makes it so much easier to sit down and actually do it. I was just speaking with someone. Again, this is going to be another post that I'm going to share in the next little bit, and this is what I want to challenge you guys with. Are you guys ready for this? I reached out to somebody in January. She was someone I had thought of several times and had not reached out to because I hadn't spoken to her in so many years, and there were other people in my life that I had a closer relationship with that I could reach out to. And so I sort of put her at the bottom of my list, finally reached out to her in January. You know what she said? She said, "Oh my goodness, I wish I knew you sold Plexus. I just bought it last month from somebody else." Meanwhile, I post on Facebook almost daily, if not more than that, but she just had not seen my posts. So she reaches back out to me 2 weeks later. "Hey, the girl I bought Plexus from is trying to encourage me to sell. What do you think?" So I was honest with her, and I told her, you know what? You should do it. It's been amazing for me. This is what it's done for my family, blah, blah, blah. Guess what, guys? She signed up. She's a gold ambassador on somebody else's team. She was at Leaders Retreat, and she was in the 500 Club consistency, so she was at the VIP banquet, and we ran, we purposed it to work out and connect, and we're talking, and she even said, take a picture with me and tell your team, don't put off reaching out to those people, because she was telling me, I wish that I had somebody in my upline that I connected with that had my same views on, X, Y, and Z, that had the same passion, that wanted to be committed, because I don't have that. And here I am like, I wish you were on my team. So I missed an opportunity for somebody that could have been on my team. And now she's a gold ambassador in I think she achieved gold in less than 8 months. Guys, that's great. Awesome for her. I'm excited for her. But that's a major missed opportunity for me, right? And we are friends and we stay connected and we brainstormed. And that whole story was to tell you this, that she said, what's really helped me is filling out that calendar at the start of every month. And then I don't put off who I'm going to reach out to. So that is going to be our first incentive, is tomorrow to fill out that calendar with 3 names of who you're going to reach out to. And that's why I told this story, is don't only put in safe people in that calendar. If there is somebody that told you next week they signed on to somebody else's team and your heart would plummet because they would rock at this and you missed out the chance for them to be on your team, then put them on your list on the front of the month. So you reach out to them and you don't miss that opportunity. And if they join somebody else, then at least you can say, you know what, I reached out to them and I did my part. So that is going to be the first thing, is to fill up your calendar with 3 names a day, reach outs and follow-ups, because you don't want to forget your follow-ups. And if you want to do 3 reach outs and like 2 follow-ups for a total of 5, that's awesome. But it's going to be, a minimum of 3, and there's going to be a prize for if you do that. The second thing, I'm going to have another 1-day challenge later in the month regarding specific IPA, which is income producing activity. And then the third thing, at some point in the month, probably the week before Thanksgiving, like the full week before, I'm going to do a 6-day challenge group. We did this past month a 14-day, I think, going for gold group. If you were not in that and you are interested in the information, let me know and I'll add you, and you can look back and do the challenges just as if it were real time. If you were in the group and did not complete them, I would really encourage you to do that, because they were it was good information. I did it with Kim Phillips, who is a senior gold ambassador, not connected to our team, but the 2 of us teamed up and did it together for our teams. And there was just a lot of good information in there. So I'm going to do a 6-day challenge. And this was actually one Diamond Ambassador Jennifer Leith Brooke, or Brooke Leith. Did I say her name backwards? Anyway, she did one. I have no clue how I got put in this group. I was trying to find a different group and clicked on the wrong button and ended up in this group and realized I wasn't a part of it. So I requested, she approved my request, and it was a group that she did just for her team for the Rank Up Rocktober whatever challenge. But she did a 6-day specific challenge, and I loved her challenges. And she gave a lot of good information on how to be authentic and how to be real. And so I want to duplicate that and do that with our team later in the month. So that's something to know that's coming in the pipeline. And what I wanted to share about reaching out to people as you create this calendar and as you're working on your IPA and you're thinking about posting is to talk about that genuine part, like to really make sure that you're being genuine in what you're saying. And think about, okay, if somebody that worked for another company made a post that looked like this, what would I think? Would it make me think, oh man, I want to try their products? Or, oh, I would love to be a part of their team? Or does it make me think like, ugh, stop that. I don't like that. I don't want to see that anymore. I have shared countless times. And finally, Jess was like, okay, come on, tell me what company it is, because she wanted to know what I was talking about. But I have somebody in my network. I have probably about 15 people in my network that work for this one company that I have zero interest in their products, for real, like zero. And I have this one friend that every time she posts, I think, I'm so thankful I'm already a part of Plexus, because she does such an awesome job. I would have totally joined her team. Because she paints a picture of why she's doing the business. She never really, at this point, I haven't seen any posts where she says like, hey, look at this flashy vacation or this flashy new car or this awesome new outfit or whatever that I bought with my money from this job. But she paints a picture of why she's doing this. So I say that to say you don't have to have already achieved your goal to share why you're doing something. So she paints this picture. Most of it has to do with her kids. She puts up a picture of her kids and she talks about, this is why I'm doing this. She paints a picture of what she's doing and why. And her posts are very attractive. Like, it really makes you want to be like, wow, I want to do that too. And so that's what I want to challenge you guys with is when you're posting, and when you're reaching out to people, make sure you're being real. Make sure that you are talking with language that you would use. If it's a post that you love and it's one that you would typically copy and paste, make sure it's language you would use. If you don't use the words, awesome sauce or I don't know. That's the only one that came to my head. You fill in the blank. If you wouldn't use that in your regular vocabulary, change it to be something you would use because you want it to sound like you. You want it to sound like you wrote it and that it's something you would say. And if you struggle with writing things, that's okay. We absolutely can use other posts that are already written, but make sure it sounds real and authentic to who you are. And when you're reaching out to people in messages, do the same thing. And that's something I have personally started doing is making sure that I'm not giving them information they haven't asked for. So I don't go ahead and tell them all about Plexus in my first message. I ask them if I can share information with them about Plexus. And I tell them why. So in that why, I am sharing a little bit. The products have been awesome for us. The business is really blessing my family. I would love to share some information with you. And I also have noticed this last maybe 2 weeks, I have had 3 people reach out to me about Plexus. They were all people I had already cold messaged in the past. And all 3 of them said, and by past, I mean like 1 to 6 months. Some of them, one girl, it was like a year and a half ago, I reached out to her. And all three of them said, oh my goodness, I never saw this message. I'm so sorry I ignored you. So just a little word of encouragement when you're getting ignored. Sometimes people don't see it, or they see they have a message and so the notification goes away on their phone and then they never read it, or they read it and forget to write back. So don't take it personal when you get ignored. Keep reaching out, be real, be authentic. And make sure that you're not just reaching out, but you're also following up with anyone you've talked to about Plexus. So those are some like tips that we all know about reaching out and following up. But some things, you know, fill out your calendar in the next 24 hours of who you're going to reach out to this month. And then, you know, I have some more things coming down the month when it comes to IPA and some challenges. But I think that is all. I'm going to stop the recording. Let's see.